Good day, my name is Christelle from France de Klerk, Independent Technical Analyst. The first one on our list is Nedbank, and this share has had a beautiful rally to the top. When that when that technical goodbye kiss on the week of the 15th of April on the 40-week moving average was confirmed, the share bounced, pulled back, found support at a higher level, and ever since then has started to make new highs. However, the share has had a closing price of 304 Rand 60 in the week of the 23rd of September and has now since looked like it is losing steam. That next closing price in the week of the 14th of October was at 298 Rand 33, and although that support at 290 Rand 91 has remained, where I've drawn that neckline, the pullback in that week of the 21st of October was just above that neckline, closing at 292.48. So we are sitting here with a possible inverse cup and handle formation, but the negativity around that formation will only be confirmed when 290 Rand 91, and that's when where that neckline is awaiting, starts to change into a resistance. After such a lamp pole formation, and we call it a lamp pole because the incline to the top has just been so steep and fast, that should that support change into a resistance, we might see some serious profit taking. My 40-week moving average waiting at 254.62 is still a beautiful support, and that is seen as positive. And have a look at my stochastic. There is, and the next negative divergence has been confirmed. It's just below 80. It's sitting on a 70, so I would still consider that fairly overbought at the moment. So be careful with Nedbank. If you are in a profit, maybe consider taking profit, unless that closing price of the handle waiting at 298.33. If that level starts to change into a support again, all the negativity will be wiped off the table, and we will then assume again that the momentum to the top will continue. Keep in mind, these are weekly graphs, so you can only make the final decision or the final pictures. You can only see the final picture on a Friday when the market is closed, and then the textbooks say you make the decision on the Monday. If I change Nedbank to a candle graph, we can still see the same. Lower highs in the making, strong neckline support there, so the story remains the same. Burstone. We saw a massive rally on Burstone, also a clear lamp pole formation to the top. But then since that closing price in the week of the 23rd of September, the share started to consolidate sideways, right? I'm going to draw a horizontal line here to show that strong support waiting there at 9 Rand 55. So 9 Rand 55 is the base, it's the support, it's the floor that has to remain in place in order to sustain the momentum to the top. Should that level change into a resistance, it will be confirmation of the first sign of weakness. However, if that resistance waiting at 9 Rand 76 starts to change into a support again, in other words, becomes a floor, we can assume again that the rally to the top will continue. After such a lamp pole formation, it's usually the suggested decision to take profit, or even if you do not want to take all your profit, maybe consider taking some of it, unless that 9.76 starts to change into a support again. My stochastic is extremely overbought. It's sitting on an 89, and I do have a negative divergence. Look, that blue line, that K percentage line, has already broken downwards through the orange line. If the K percentage line starts to turn around and break upwards through that orange line, we refer to it as a positive divergence, and that will be seen as positive again. So maybe the Burstone rally has not come to an end yet. If I change this to a candle graph, we can see that last week's candle is a clear spinning candle, implying indecision, telling me that the investors were not sure whether they wanted to take the share higher or lower. This week's candle is definitely in the making, but what does that tells me? That tells me that might be a strong bullish engulfing candle if I look at that strong bullish power that we are seeing early on a Monday morning. The 40-week moving average is still a support, trading at R7.95. That tells me the long-term sentiment towards Burstone is still positive. Aspen, a share that's really been hit hard, but looks like it's starting to find support again. So at the moment, and I want to change this to a candle graph so we can see where the highs and lows are waiting. My stochastic is oversold, right? But ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a positive divergence left. Look, my blue line is still pointing downwards through my orange line. It's only when that blue line starts to turn around and break upwards will I feel a little bit more confident. Do not try to catch a falling knife. Wait for the share to find a proper support and give us a decent turnaround candle. Look what it's done here. It started to consolidate sideways, right? It tested that 200 Rand level, could not change that into support, gave us a spinning candle, which implies a decision, and then a massive bearish engulfing candle. Some might even call it a bearish belt hold line candle, implying that the sellers are still keen to take profit. All right, so technically, because this was a false positive, some might want to wait for confirmation of optimism, confirmation of buying power, and then the rule is wait for higher lows, wait for a bounce, a pullback. Let that pullback be higher than the previous one. In other words, what does that tell us? That tells us that there are enough buyers that are prepared to buy the share price at a higher level than the previous time, despite the negativity. And that can act as confirmation that, listen, I think this is now the decent turnaround. Obviously, a turnaround pattern like an inverse head and shoulder, a cup and handle, a tweezer bottom, double bottom, those will be confirmation of optimism. But after such a false optimism, we usually wait for higher lows to act as confirmation of buying power. All right, so depending where the next support will be, that will be a level that has to act as confirmation. 200 Rand is a critical level of resistance that needs to change into a support in order to sustain the momentum to the top. My 40-week is obviously a resistance. That, you know by now, means the long-term sentiment is negative. If I add my 20-week moving averages, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Very negative. That is an example of a death cross formation where my green line, my shorter moving average, in this case the 20-week moving average, breaks downwards through the longer red 40-week moving average. That tells me the bearish trend towards Aspen has been confirmed. So you might want to wait a little bit longer before you accumulate Aspen, especially with this death cross formation that is being confirmed. So wait for optimism, wait for turnaround candle, because this death cross tells me the bearish trend has been confirmed on Aspen. Celsius Holding, a US company, they make liquid vitamins and energy drinks. And what is, we know the S&P 500 is, it's massively high. It's starting to show a little bit signs of negativity, a little bit of profit taking, but not enough that we say, listen, this is now a decent turnaround. So everyone is waiting or looking for other shares to buy, and Celsius Holdings might be one technically, right? Although their balance sheet also looks nice. But yes, it is oversold. There is a positive divergence. That blue line has broken upwards through the orange line, right? The share has stopped making new lows. I can see that the next strong, if I draw a horizontal line in here, the next strong resistance that has to be overcome is waiting at $31.72. And very important, that pullback is a little bit higher than the support here. Might imply higher lows. But then that $31.72 level should change into a support. I mean, we can see that there was a ugly double top formation that really sparked some profit taking. That warning was true and honest in their warning. And I mean, we can see the pullback, but the sellers might have had enough, and this might be an opportunity to buy again. If I go back to history again, and I'll look here in March and April of 2023, the $28 levels were strong support levels for the share. The 40-week moving average also then obviously acted as another confirmation for upside. So this might be a share that US investors listed on the Nasdaq might want to have a look at as a possible opportunity. The strong support on Celsius Holdings that has to remain in place is waiting at that low in the week of the 7th of October, and that is waiting at $28.20. Below that level, we can assume again that the momentum to the bottom will continue. Ticker of Celsius Holdings is CELH. Next one on our list is ticker on the US exchange ADM, listed on the New York Stock Exchange, Archer Daniels. Very important. Have a look here, ladies and gentlemen. For weeks now, the share has tested that 40-week moving average and could not change it into a support. And that is seen as negative, right? It tells me there's not enough buying power to change this long-term sentiment to positive. Do I have a turnaround candle yet? No. So yes, I am in oversold territory, but I don't have a positive divergence yet. That blue line has not broken upwards through that orange line yet. But something else I want to highlight here is a possible target, right? Windows are always closed, and although it can take years, months, or decades, but windows are a nice target. So you might want to write down Archer Daniels as on your radar and keep it as a possible opportunity for the future when the turnaround candle or pattern starts to appear. My window that can act as a target for upside is waiting between $66.08, which is that high in the week of the 15th of July, and that low in the week of the 16th of Jan 2024 is where the window will close, and that is waiting at $68. A nice target here for Archer Daniels, a window on a weekly graph that one can aim for. My second confirmation of optimism will be when that 40-week changes into support, and that is waiting at $59.51. If you've got questions, feel free to send us an email to admin@fransdeklerk.com or send us a message via Twitter. Have a fantastic week. Take care.